Welcome to Different Thought, where we want more.
How much more?
More.
But I'm the best.
But are we a different animal and the same beast?
What does it mean, Mike?
You're welcome.
Okay. All right.
Welcome to Different Thought, where we examine the culture. I'm your host, Mike Hayes, and this is my co-host,
KB.
I see what you did there. Good job. Good job. And if you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Well, welcome to Season 5. This is where we are all the way live in Season 5. How you doing, sir, KB?
Man, bro's tired. Tired, dog. 2023 has been exhausting in a lot of ways, but I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be upright, you know what I'm saying? And ready for 24 to relax a little bit.
All right, man.
What you been up to?
You have a good Christmas before you get to me. We have a good Christmas.
Before you get to me?
New Year.
Yeah, everything's straight, man. Probably those 2 or 3 weeks of the year were probably the latest weeks of the year that I'd been up my entire life. I feel like straight, consecutive, like 4 a.m. every night for like 7 days straight. And I don't know why. And 4 a.m. was the latest or the earliest that I went to bed. I don't know how it kept happening. I blame Kyle. It's Kyle's fault.
Man, tell me you ain't got kids without telling me you got kids. That's all I got to say.
Hey,
4 a.m.
man.
If I stay up to 4 a.m., dog, I'm dead.
Everybody got choices.
I'm dead. I mean, dead. On arrival. Don't call the ambulance. He needs some milk. This is not happening. It's not happening. Like, go ahead, give me a caffeinated coffee, extra espresso in that thing, and just IV it.
That's how we know you're old, because you're talking about caffeinated versus decaf.
I mean, I can't. I don't. Decaf don't even exist.
Do you have to say caffeinated coffee?
I know. But
all right.
It's not even a thing to me.
All right.
All right, man. So let's keep this thing moving. Let's start off with as usual, take a shot for you. So who you taking a shot for, KB?
Look, I'm taking a shot to the new year. 2024. That's what I'm taking my shot to right there. Just to say we made it across the finish line, and you know my birthday's at the end of the year anyway, so it just feels like so much like I did this thing and I'm about to start over to try something else. You know, that's what I'm going for.
My shot for the new year as well, but you know, if you didn't catch on earlier, the opening was a tribute to Kobe Bean Bryant, Mamba. So my shots for Kobe, you know, this is the Mamba year, so you know I want everybody to go out there be a different animal in the same beast. Go out there, have that Mamba mentality. So that's my shot to Kobe.
What was you drinking?
What was I drinking?
Whistle Pig, I think.
No,
it was a Hill Rock.
Hill Rock.
Yeah, Hill Rock.
Hill Rock. What you drinking?
Hill Rock Redemption, from a distillery in Indiana, approximately 170 years old. So got some history behind it.
I got you.
No, I don't know whose history, but it's some history.
All right, straight like that. I'll kick it off. My straight like that is a question. When are we gonna allow people to grow and learn? So I forget what I was watching, but I was watching something and they were talking about I think it was a politician it was a politician that was a major black guy, major black homosexual, major Trump supporter, and basically he effed around and found out that Trump supporters don't really support homosexuals.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the wrong tent.
Yeah, and
that's what
so
you're trying to go for.
He made a statement and he got all this backlash. And I understand some of the backlash, but at the same point in time, it's like I just always had a problem when people, you know, wise up, I guess, or find something new or have a change of heart. We tend to like ridicule them and hold them to their past beliefs, and it just makes it harder for people to just learn, grow up, be able to be open to new things and new adventures because the fear of ridicule because they changed their mindset. So that's my straight like that.
So just to I don't want to belabor it, but who's in the wrong? The tent, the Trump tent, or the black homosexual guy who didn't grow, or who's not?
No, it's actually the folks outside of.
Oh, so it's the people outside of
that are criticizing him now that he's had a change of heart.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of like, and I don't know if he's fully had a change of heart. I think he's, some people.
He's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, but the thing is, I guess where I'm coming from is you can gain more allies that way by letting people live their life, learn, grow, and instead of alienating them when they realize something ain't right. Instead of being like, okay, let me grow with you, let me educate you some more so that you can see things a little bit better. We tend to just be like, man, F you, you chose your side, lay in your bed. And it's like, nah, I think the same way about like, I used to say the same thing about like Greek life. I know people finna get in on me on this one, but I remember in school where if you had a person show up to an interest meeting for another organization and then come to yours, you didn't want to pick them. But I'm like, to me, that's more of a reason why to pick that person over the person that wanted to be in there the whole time, because they actually did research and they actually figured out what
that makes sense.
What speaks more to them than anything else. So, I just don't think. I think that we as a culture sometimes just do not allow for growth and to educate each other. So that's my straight like that.
That's a good one.
All right, KB.
Man, accountability. My straight like that is accountability. Do what you say and mean what you do. Because for whatever reason, for me, I've just been encountering a lot of people that say they're going to do things and there's no follow through, whether it be in dating, family, whatever. And it has me doing self-reflection, like, am I doing something to attract this type of thing or what? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. But, I've just been running into that a lot. So, but everybody, I guess, I try not to put that burden on anybody. It's just like, look, just do what you say you're going to do, man. Somebody says they're going to do something, just do it.
I'll add to that, at least if you're not going to do what you say you're going to do,
own it. Just own it.
And realize that you messed up and say, my bad.
Right.
And move on.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier when somebody says that instead of, coming up with every excuse under.
Well, I think that what I've been dealing with, encountering, is people burying their heads in the sand and just pretending it doesn't exist. I think that's really what bothers me more. I think, if something falls through and you own it, I got no problem with that. It's the whole like, let me pretend like nothing actually happened or I did anything wrong, and then just come back to you like, oh hey, like, hey, forget about that stuff I did 10 minutes ago. Like, it's like, what? Like, that's not how life works. Anyway,
keeping this thing moving, man. So, 2023. So this next segment is called 2023 was a blur. So we just want to talk about 2023, like highs and lows, lessons learned, culture impacts, all that stuff. So what's some highs and lows for you, KB? Or I'm gonna call you Bean on this.
Beansy. Well, I think one of the biggest highs for me is that it wasn't an election year. And I enjoyed that. Because I don't know, I get tired of like the political stuff, and I feel like 2022, it's the midterm, and so 23 was like it's a non-election year. Yeah, we had to deal with some like political news and stuff, and there's a lot going on in the world. But at the end of the day, I was cool with that. So to me, that made it it was like a blur because it wasn't enough stuff going on to catch your attention. Now this year is going to be a dumpster fire, but
man, I'm about to say
like so I guess we're getting ready for that. But so to me, 23, at least from that regard, was somewhat peaceful, I guess, compared to 22 and 20. 21, 22, 2021 were like pandemic years more or less. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. True so then 22 was like the first political year, and now 23 is like, okay, we kind of recovering back a little bit, it seems like.
So A high for me was I got to meet, I guess, an idol of mine, somebody I've always looked up to, and that's Dame Dash. And I actually got the opportunity to have like a real conversation with him. I thought that was real cool. Doing the hip hop summit of 2023. Shout out to all those involved with the hip hop summit. That was pretty cool. What about some low? What's a low for 2023?
I thought about this a lot. It was hard for me to like truly identify a low because I guess, and it's like feels real and sounds real cliche, but it's like I had the opportunity to do a lot of different things, a lot of new things, and get a lot of things started. So it was hard for me to really find a low spot in it. I think if nothing else, for me, a low point in 23 was just there were spaces in my family and personal life that just kind of disappointed me. And it's like, it's hard to, I mean, of course I'm not going to bring it up, but it's just like those things are like, those were really the lows. Other than that, just like life events and things actually, I guess, playing out, it was actually pretty good. Like it was shockingly, things have gone well. You know, it's not gone as fast as I wanted to be, you know. That was the other high. I got to actually get to build in the house in earnest, and it's been a cool experience. It's exhausting, but it's cool. I miss everything else, but so it's hard for me to find a low in that because really I'm just grateful just to be able to do that.
I can't think of too many lows, man.
I guess is there a low in society though?
That's what I was thinking.
A societal low.
Man, I think this Joe Biden situation is a low. I mean, I'm not as I've said, emphatically on this show, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. I vote my values, but I mean, hey, Biden, man, look, just give it up. Don't run for 2024.
I don't understand that either. I feel like
you 80-something years old, man.
It's like, dude, it's pointless.
But to me, it's a low.
I don't understand.
And then Kamala, like, just
Kamala Lala.
Just sit down.
Kamala Lala.
She's trying to clean up, and she just every time she try to clean up, and every time I hear her on, I'm like, bro, just hush.
Yeah, she's not it.
Just hush. And I think another low would be how we treating each other on the national spotlight. Like you had, I think Will Smith and Chris Rock was it 22? But it kind of carried over into
I think it was.
And then you had what was Chris Rock's rebuttal? Selective outrage, which he made a lot of good points, but it's still like, man, can we just, where's Rodney King? Can we all just get along? Can we just all get along? Like, I think that was a low society wise, because it was just like we're getting woke, we're becoming woke, and we're
nobody
paying.
knows what that means. I said nobody knows what that means.
Yeah, and
it's funny.
we're becoming more conscious about our power and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And then you have something like that happens, and it's just like it defeats the whole purpose. It's counterproductive, and it's just like, come on, y'all. Like we couldn't go in the back room and have a discussion.
That whole thing was capitalism. At the end of the day, Chris was taking advantage of the opportunity. Like, what better way if I'm Chris Rock for this to happen to me, and I already got a comedy show playing or in the works, or at least maybe I started planning it after the fact.
I was about to say, I don't think he had one.
So now it's like, this is going to be easy because people are going to be expecting it.
It was
like,
easy money.
Even
it did look a little staged.
Right. Even if he didn't talk about that, people were going to tune in and he was going to get his money regardless.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. Any other highs, lows?
Highs, lows. Shoot, man. Lessons learned, man. Trust but verify. Look, just trust but verify, man. Look,
I could apply that to some of the situations I was in.
Yeah, people telling you stuff and doing stuff and all that stuff, man. Just before you let things go too far, have you a threshold in your mind of how far you're gonna let things go before you let it continue. It's just That's one of the things I definitely learned last year.
I would say, lesson learned for me is be in the moment, enjoy the moment. I think, I finally had, I guess, an epiphany of sorts, of like understanding the moment, and being in the moment and kind of appreciating the moment. Because if you're fully in the moment and you love yourself, you can kind of tailor. You can see certain things going on around you better. But if you're so focused on the next step or whatever else it may be, you miss things, and so you lose out on certain opportunities. So I would say that was the biggest lesson learned, was being captured by the moment, and trying, but not being so much captured that it dictates how you react, but more just understanding the moment and being in the moment and understanding it. All right. Any other lessons learned, sir?
No.
Before I move on?
I'm sure there's at least 50 more, but
we got time today.
Yeah,
So.
I know. That's funny. You gonna talk about music?
Sure.
Or no?
Sure. What? So cultural impacts. What's your your top 5 albums of 2023?
So honestly, it was hard for me to think of, because
I ain't got 5.
No, 5. Yeah, 5 albums. That's
I ain't
tough.
got 5.
Because the funny thing is, when you brought this up, I looked up the top albums of 23, and it was like 50 albums, and I kid you not, I had never heard of any one of them. I was like, who? Like, I've heard some of the artists just through. See, Spotify done messed me up. See, it's Spotify's fault, because now I have a tendency to just do like an artist playlist or a song playlist or radio. So then you just get what you get. And sometimes you hear new stuff, sometimes you hear old stuff, and I hear new artists, but I won't necessarily hear a full album anymore. But I did like the one album that I did listen to for 23 was Janelle Monáe's The Age of Pleasure. It's fire.
Yeah, I ain't listened to
See, that one's good if you're trying to be freaky though. Like it's got like freaky vibes.
To like,
she doing this like whole exploration thing,
Yeah.
and I'm just enjoying every bit of it. Like, cause I've seen these videos and I've seen something. I was like, and I've always like had like a little crush on Janelle Monáe
anyway. Got
anyway.
them all out there.
I've had a crush on Janelle Monáe anyway, so it's just kind of like if you're trying to like figure out the prototype, that's it. Like Janelle Monáe, she can get it, and so it's just like when she came out with that, I was like, oh, okay, what you talking about, Janelle? And then she got some bangers in there. It's like basically what she normally does with a little bit extra on top. It's a lot of cherries in there.
So I actually got 4 albums. Thinking about it, my top 2, Killer Michael. You know, that album, it spoke to me. I related to that album a lot, because he talked about basically being educated and still being part of the streets.
Man, it's just because your name, dog.
No,
now why you lying?
Run.
That's why it's got your attention.
Now
man.
I ain't gonna lie.
Man.
When I'm up there working out,
get out of here.
When I'm running on my treadmill in the morning and I listen to Run. Run does get me, because Chappelle is out there, and it's like he don't refer to him as Killer Mike. He just be like Michael, and I was like, man, talking to me. So I will say that. I will say there is some truth to that statement. However, I think that's the first album I've listened to from beginning to end with no skips in a long while, since College Dropout.
I have to check that out. Let me go put it on my list. I didn't even know it was existence, because that's how out of the loop I've been.
And then the next album would be it was Killer Mike. Oh, of course, me and my wife's favorite, Jeezy. I might forgive, but I don't forget. That man finally went back to TM 101, excuse me. And I was like, thank you, with the ad-libs, but it's just, there's a quote he has on there that spoke to me. It was like, in the end, it'll be okay. And if it ain't okay, it ain't the end. I was like, damn, that's a real life statement. Like, no matter what, everything ain't gonna be all right. But if it's all right, then that means it's over with. So if it's not over with, then you good. You always got an opportunity to bounce back, figure it out, make it right.
Yeah.
So and then too, you know, it's more, you know, it's as usual. Jeezy is always motivational. If you don't believe me, then you haven't listened to a full Jeezy record yet. But yeah, that quote, and then of course the "I might forgive, but I don't forget." This for all the haters talking spit, you know, put in the right word. So I would say that was my top. Those are my top two. After that, man, there's a new album right now that's out. Well, it came out fourth quarter late. Boss from the Dreamville camp with J. Cole. We only talk about. It's like I forget. Is it? We only talk about. Is it? We only talk about real things, or we only talk about. Let me look it up before I mess up the lane. Sorry.
We messing up the lyrics now.
Well, I can't mess up the name of the album because I want people to go out here and listen to it.
Right.
It wasn't a popular album. You know, it. We only talk about real S when we're effed up. Dope album.
That's the name of the album?
Yeah.
Hey, that seems really limiting.
It's real dope. It's real dope. Light of My Soul and Black Jedi, which are actually the two first songs, and then Passport Bros is pretty hilarious, but it's fire album, and then coming in fourth would be Andre's Blue Moon. Good meditation.
So here's the thing. People know, if you pay attention to this, Andre is my dude. Unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to actually listen to this because I'm on the road a lot and I wanted to listen to it.
It's not an album to listen to while you're driving.
Why not?
It'll put you to sleep. But it's an album to like listen to while you're working or while you're like meditating.
Because like in my mind though, when people brought it up, like the first thing I thought of, and this is unfortunate, but the first thing I thought of was like Dave Chappelle being like, and I ain't heard it yet, but I was like, I bet this is what this is, like a whole like album of that. But yeah, I gotta check it out, you know, because I saw the interview of him talking about it, and people were like, why aren't you rapping? He's like, what am I gonna rap about? A colonoscopy? And I was like, Andre, you're right, because he talking about stuff.
But it's dope because
he just doing what he like.
The artist expression of Andre is always ahead of his time. Like when you listen to Aquemini and you listen to Synthesizer. To me, that song still is relevant to this day. And that song was made over 20 years ago, I believe. I think Aquemini was...
That's probably 30.
30 years old. And I wasn't 30 because I was in high school when Aquemini came out.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking the Southern playlist.
It may be. It's close.
It's out there.
It's close. But for me, the titles of each song is hilarious. Like, I swear I wanted to make a rap album, but this is where the wind blew. Or there's nothing more sexier than the word. I'm not gonna say it, but you just like the captions were hilarious because it reminds me of when they did AT Aliens at Last and they did that whole reunion thing and all those suits he wore with the messages on.
Right.
It was like it gave the same vibe.
When we ran into Danny Kane.
Oh man, quit. Okay. I gotta say this since we have a public platform. D Woods, if you out there, we were not talking about you. So the story is, it was me, KB, my wife, and Myron, my frat brother, homeboy from back in the day, or frat brother, and we were at AT Aliens at Last. And I forget who was on the stage, but she was sucking it up, and everybody was just like, "Boo! Get off the stage!"
Yeah, I remember that.
And D Woods from Danny Kane was standing right beside us.
Yeah, I was with you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I'm giving people the story.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell people the story. She was standing right beside us, and we photobombed her selfie. We talked to her for a little while.
Yeah.
And then we started to listen to this. I don't know who she was, but she was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And everybody was like, dang, she bad. And then we were like, well, at least she got on stage. And I just remember saying it and looking at D Woods, and she was just like, oh, so y'all just gonna dog me?
Oh, so that's why she left. So I was trying to talk to this lady, and then she pulled off because of Mike Hayes. Thanks.
No, we all said it.
I
It
didn't
wasn't
say
just
that.
me.
I ain't say that.
I think it was
Nah.
me, Ariel, and Myron, and he said it.
I was.
But and we were like, well, at least she on stage.
I was too busy trying to chat her up.
But yeah, so
With no game.
So D Woods, my apologies. That wasn't that comment. You just cap it to. You know how sometimes people walk in and it's like,
yeah,
it's perfect. It's perfect timing, but it's not perfect timing.
Yeah, she did that. That makes sense because I didn't know why she left so fast.
But
I didn't understand that.
Dang, for real, and then walked off, and I was like.
So I thought we were having a good time.
I was like, that had nothing to do with you.
Oh,
We
well.
just talking about the girl. Like,
That's good to know. There's always more to the story.
I can't think of a fifth album though, but those are my top four.
I just gave you your 5. The Janelle Monáe's your 5, or our 5.
Oh, okay. I have to go back and listen to it. I follow her, and the video she posts. I'd be like, okay, well, Janelle done. She got a tick old business out, and she just living life. Cause I remember when she was so like conservatively dressed, and now
she did that she had her reasons for that. Now she has the reasons for this. And you listen to the album, it makes sense. It's like, oh,
I ain't got nothing against it, bro.
It's like, hey man,
I ain't got nothing against it. Speaking of 2023, you got any like heroes, villains?
Hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and drop them here just for the second time. I'm going to drop both of them. My hero is Miles Morales because of what he represents as a character, but the broader aspect of his character and what he represents to young people of all backgrounds and races, just because, the way we grew up, we didn't see that. And so just to see little kids of any background dressing up in the Black Spider-Man costume means a lot, I think, just socially. Yeah. I think that's going to have like big impact as we get older and our kids get older, or your kids get older. And then my villain, but he always the villain. Draymond, man, like I don't understand. Like I'll be trying to figure out what's going on with Draymond, because it's like Draymond is hilarious to me because he does these things on the court and they look like, could he be doing that by accident or is that on purpose? But it's got to be.
That man is all. It's all on purpose.
Right. It's like it can't be. But then he
tries to cover it up and make it look.
But
like
it's
something.
it's just like, bro, like we know that you like nobody kicks like that or moves their hands like this just because unless you got a problem. And then he gets on the camera somewhere and he does the commentator thing on TNT whenever he gets in trouble during the middle of the season. He's like, I just didn't understand why, I don't know why they call me on that. Like, I was just trying to protect. And it's like, you always got some weird excuse or stuff. It's like, bro, man, just own it. Like I said earlier, accountability. Just own the junk, Draymond.
Well, I will give Draymond that. When he slapped your boy, I forgot his name, but when he slapped.
Well, yeah, when he pushed Jordan Poole at practice.
Now, when he slapped Jordan, I can't speak on that.
That's
like,
different.
That was just,
he said something.
And then they got rid of the man. Like, Jordan Poole was y'all future.
Nah, but anyway, no. I guess
he was.
He was struggling.
That hit and them leaking the photo
it messed up. Yeah, but then I'm just thinking. I guess that one. But then I'm thinking of him choking. What's his name out? It's like.
And then
it's
then
like,
the slap,
dog, like what
I'm
you doing?
The slap. I'm like, bro, the slap.
Man,
he did own up to the slap, but he was still like. It wasn't my intention, bro. That was exactly your intention. You were trying to cover it up to make it look like you were
I had to do it. I don't understand.
Well, he's a black hat. He's what is it?
Black sheep?
No, the black hat.
I don't know about the black hat.
Well, he wears the black hat. Lambeer from
Bill Lambeer
from the Detroit Pistons. He's the same person. Like, that's his role.
That's not a bad thing to have.
You can't be the bad boys. And light skin, Christ loving Steph Curry led team
No,
at the same point in time.
It's not even that.
And he trying to fit that bad boy mouth.
The problem is Draymond. I feel like Draymond just takes it a step too far. Like the bad boys, like you watch Bill and B, yeah, they were aggressive. Those dudes were hostile, matter of fact. But at least they were just like, okay, yeah, you got me. Draymond will be like, hit somebody in the face with his elbow, and they'd be like, man, he threw his face into my arm. Like it's like, come on, Draymond, just stop, dude.
Is true. I would say my heroes and villains it's twofold. And I apologize in advance if I tick anyone off. Marvel is my hero, and Marvel is my villain.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel is my hero our hero of 2023, because, as you said, it is dope when I go around, especially during Halloween, and I see white kids wearing, Miles Morales, Black Panther costumes.
Yep.
That is dope, because these kids are growing up in an age where all black people ain't thugs and rappers and ball players. They're heroes. And so my son will grow up in a society where these kids. I can't wait to see how these kids turn out, because one thing that I saw, I was at a birthday party or something for my son. No, it was Halloween, and we were trick-or-treating, and I saw a bunch of white kids wearing like Miles Morales, Black Panther, and I thought that was just dope, because we didn't have that when we were growing up. The flip side of it is why do we always have to be the first? You think about, I know this didn't happen in 2023, but the internals. We got to be the first person to, I ain't got nothing against them, but we have to be the first the first gay superhero has to be black. And everybody always gets on me about this when I make this comment, but I'm always like, well, why can't you have a white superhero that's gay? Why can't you have white leading characters that are the same thing if it's not a big deal? And so I have nothing against it, but I also feel like there's an undertone to that, where why do we always have to be the first? We got to be the first to this, the first to do this, the first to do that. Why can't we just be the ones that come in on the back end and just say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got nothing wrong with my paper boy playing a gay man. At least he was smart. Or better yet, like Power Rangers. They made Billy the smartest one, the black one, but then he gotta have some type of disorder. So
you're talking about the most recent Power Rangers. Yeah.
And I was just like, what's up with that? So I just for me personally, I just would ask that we make sure it's evenly balanced through for everyone. Like, I ain't got nothing against it, but where my gay white superhero at? Love to see that. Cause it's either, if you're a white superhero, you're a male, you saving the day, you getting all the females. Everybody falling over you, but if you black, you got something wrong with you.
You don't get nothing but Lois Lane, dog. That's the only way you get.
Whatever.
How
man.
you get as Lois Lane, man?
Whatever, Mike.
Ain't nobody got time for those skinny Lois
DC,
Lane.
don't mess this up. You have an opportunity. Y'all make Michael B. Jordan Superman. I should have had a shirt. B. Jordan for Superman, god dog it.
I don't know if I want to see him as Superman, to be honest with you.
I do.
I mean, you could
because it's like what's the movie with Eddie Murphy?
I think they're better actors.
What's the new movie with Eddie Murphy? It's a Christmas movie, but when there's a point in there where it's like David Allen Greer shows up as Santa Claus, and DC Young Fly was like, I always knew Santa Claus was black. And then they cut to the commentators, and the white guy was like, I don't see any color. And the black lady looks at him and goes, what color is that tree? White. And she was like, and move on. Move on. So that's all I'm saying is, it's just.
No, it's not about the color. The color of Superman in terms of Michael B. Jordan. I'm just saying there could be better actors to do that other than Michael B. Jordan.
Who? He the man right now. He the black man right now.
No.
Who could
No,
be
I think, dude. I mean, I always like Jonathan Majors. Granted, he in bad shape, but
I was about to say.
But that, I mean, honestly though, from a Marvel to DC standpoint, that actually makes sense because now, given his situation, that would make sense for DC to pick him up and make him some type of important character.
Yeah, but Superman is pretty high.
I understand that.
He would get a lot of.
I'm just saying.
Although this man tried to get his property, put the girl back in the car and ran from her like like Usain Bolt. Yeah. In some house shoes in the road.
He tried it.
And still got convicted of
he tried to get out of it. He tried to. So you just look. But I'm just saying. And there's another guy too, but I can't think of his name. But a lesser known actor. I think if you're going to do that, it would probably be a lesser known actor to do that.
I'm for Michael B. Jordan.
I mean, you can be that, but just be ready for Superman to have some weird accent for no reason. Yeah, he from somewhere.
He from Cali.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan be talking like he from Cali, but then like mix it with some kind of weird East Coast thing, and it's like I don't know where you from, bro.
All right, man. Let's get into the different stuff. So, with all this talk about the 2023 and all the events and things of that nature that took place, the different thought I had for today was: are we in our last days with the advancement of AI, increasing world conflict? Climate change, etc. Are these the signs of the end, or just a setback before our glow up? How do or should we equip ourselves moving forward? What are your thoughts? I think people should start taking more accountability for their themselves and taking care of themselves. I think, with this whole AI, I saw this with social media, the rise of social media. We're becoming more lazy and we're not reading, we're not following up and doing our own research. We're letting echo chambers lead us. And now you have AI and that, it's very easy for someone to call you and act like somebody else and us not even have the wherewithal to be like, this don't sound right. So I don't think we're about to enter into Terminator. What was the
Skynet?
I don't think Skynet is coming, but I do think if we're not careful and not starting to and start to think for ourselves, we could very well much indeed end up in with Skynet, God dog it. and or leave the world behind. I
gotta watch that one.
Trying to watch Friends. And if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts, KB?
Look, we might be messing around sitting here, and John Connor gonna fall out the ceiling. You never know.
Now that happened, bro. I'm just gonna.
It's like, hey, all right, cool, man. Just tell me where to go.
And I talk about accountability. I'm one of those, man. Everybody, when I watched Leave the World Behind, I was like, some stuff go down. I'm SOL, bro. I don't know how to guard. I don't know how to hunt. I'm just SOL. I'm just gonna be sitting over here like
you calling me
somebody. I'm the type of dude that might go knock on the enemy's door and be like, "Hey,
man, look, I just trying to.
I just try to live.
I was just trying to stay alive.
Me and my family gotta eat.
We got you. Look, you see him. He little. Take my man.
Yeah, I mean, what I gotta do?
What I gotta do, man? That's a dangerous question. No, I see. Are we in our last days? I mean, I think it's like anything else. The advancement of technology. I mean, people like in the early 1900s thought that, hell was about to be cast upon us because of the invention of the automobile. Like, so really? Yeah. They thought they were the Satan's chariots was the exact phrase used. You shouldn't, because you weren't born in 1901.
Well, I don't remember that.
But no,
history classes.
Yeah, no, it's just. I mean, because it's anything new to society that you were always going to be against it immediately. I think cautions to definitely be had. Tread lightly. Like, I think engineers and scientists can definitely be arrogant in this space of thinking that you can have control over that. Because I mean, we've seen it now. Like there's deep fake videos and all this type of stuff, and now you can manipulate anyone's face and anybody's voice to say whatever you want it to say. And if people are just dumb enough to just be watching things on the internet, they'll believe it. You know, so that's the thing that personally concerns me. I think AI in general, as far as like making it easier for us to accomplish mundane tasks, like, I don't know, come up with a to-do list or a structure for a specific thing. Chat GPT, type it in there, cool, it comes up with a framework.
How to use GPT.
Look, man, homeboy Reggie, he got it down pat. And he just everything ChatGPT first, and it comes up with it. And it's like, and it does make it easier. It takes time away from you sitting around behind a computer for an hour trying to type up a bunch of stuff. So it does help. So I think in that regard, because I think just from a technological standpoint and human advancement, everything that we advance on, it makes it to where we don't spend time doing mundane things, so we can spend more time doing more things in terms of exploration. So that's the intent. I just don't know. Nobody knows what this could lead to, because it could mislead 8 billion people to do something insane.
See, the villain, one of the villains for 2024 already is that phone that can. Well, it came out last year, but I think more people gonna buy it now. These phones, these Androids that can, and I'm sure Apple will come out with one next year. But where you could take several pictures. And
the Google Pixel.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
Boy, that's gonna get some people caught up.
It absolutely is.
That's gonna get some people caught up. I already see
it. Absolutely is.
The second I saw that, I was like, "Yep, don't want that phone at all. Don't want that technology at all."
That instant Photoshop, man.
Yeah, no, dog. Before you know it, folks gonna be out here chummy with somebody. Oh man, women. Whoa! I just saw all the things that could go wrong.
That you could definitely manipulate a photo to where it looks like something that it wasn't intended to be.
Yeah, dog, I ain't for that.
That's what I would like to see for things technology wise. If that could be built into AI to where there's a digital imprint on it, to where it's like
we know that
that this is fake. Because I think you can do that with Photoshop now. Like people can analyze a Photoshop picture and tell that it's Photoshop based off of the data that's kind of inherent in the background of it. I don't know if that's the same way for AI produced things. But like, that's what I would hope we would have for that.
But I get that. However, society is dumb.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And all they gotta do is see it one time,
easily manipulate.
And everybody and you can come out and be like, "No, that ain't me."
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, "No."
Groupthink will get to them. Yes,
and
absolutely.
Like no. And it's just like, oh
absolutely.
Man, it just sounds bad. But any other last parting shots or thoughts on the different thought or anything else before I move into the before you eat segment?
Look, man. We're going to be okay. At the end of the day.
We're going to be all right.
Yep, sure enough. We're going to figure it out just like we have everything else that's new in society. And unfortunately, some people going to win, some people going to lose. And I think the only thing you can do is prepare yourself the best way you can for anything that's coming new, and just be excited about it, you know?
All right. Well, I have nothing else. I have nothing else to say about that. At the end of the day, I would just say to people, be aware, be in the moment, and think for yourself.
That's right.
Like when you see something, go do your research, and don't like one of my old pastors used to say when I was in college was, don't just take my word for it. Go figure it out for yourself. Go do your own research, and don't just take something you read on Google or something you see on Instagram as the gospel. Yeah. Go look into it yourself and figure out what else is going on, which has always been what we've been trying to tell people with this show is, go out there and do something different. So with that,
I'm going to add to that, just to add to it. My rule of thumb is I only believe half of the stuff, 50% of the stuff I see on the internet. If you just tell yourself that half of the stuff you read is real, it will save you.
I don't believe none of it until I can find real facts.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You gotta, if you assume though that half of the stuff you read, then that forces you to
do your research.
Think,
this is true.
Yeah, to go after it. Never go into it assuming it's all the gospel.
It's true. So, in honor of 2024,
2024,
and our opening was on, if you know, it was a Kobe Bryant skit. our Before You Eat is on Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality. Something a little different this year. So Kobe Bryant's signature mantra, Mamba mentality, ultimately became the universal mindset of every hardworking athlete. Everybody who heard about Kobe knows he represents a player who has a killer instinct and a burning desire to eliminate his competition. According to Bryant, he didn't come up with the Mamba mentality during any of his tough battles in the NBA. Instead, it just popped up one day while he was mentoring the future of the game in his own basketball clinics. Here's his words on the Mamba mentality. To sum up, what Mamba mentality is, it means to be able to consistently try to be the best version of yourself. Mamba mentality is all about focusing on the process and trusting the hard work when it matters most. It's the ultimate mantra for the competitive spirit. It started just as a hashtag that came to me one day, and it's grown into something athletes and non-athletes embrace as a mindset. Hard work outweighs talent every time. Mamba mentality is about 4 a.m. workouts, doing more than the next guy, and trusting in trusting in the work you've put in when it's time to perform. Without studying, preparation, and practice, you're leaving the outcome to fate. I don't do fate. So, as we kick off the new season 5, 2024, and this is I'm deeming this the Mamba year. I want to challenge everybody to just have that mentality, that Mamba mentality to do the work, put in the work, because as Coach Money Williams said, everything that you want is on the other side of hard. So you gotta work, you gotta put in the work to get the results that you're looking for. And so go look up more about Kobe, look up more about the Mamba mentality, and hopefully it inspires you to think, do, be different. Thank you for listening to Different Thought Podcast.